Welcome in here to WyoToday Sports Live. Got myself, Baylor Beers, and Cody Beers in here. Kevin's on the road, and his voice is gone, so say a little quick prayer for him if you don't mind. He's got, I think 3 games later today, so the poor guy. Anyways, go ahead, Cody.
Hey, big game last night, and we're joined by Kevin Shields here. Kevin Gerber. Too many Kevins in the studio this morning. Kevin Gerber, thanks for joining us from Thermopolis.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
Hey, you were up top. I was down on the floor last night, and we saw what I would say is an instant classic last night. Wyoming Indian starts slow, comes from behind. We get to overtime, and the Chiefs basically had the ball last. And give us your perspective on what you saw last night in this overtime victory by Wyoming Indian, a rematch of the last 2 Class 2A state champions.
Yeah, I mean, it was so good. Again, you never know, of course, right after the holidays, what that first game looks like. And so, again, I hadn't had the opportunity to watch him too much prior to this game, but high expectations, of course, coming back as the champs, and so a good game between them and Wyoming Indian anyways. And so, man, for them to come out, and I think at the end of the first quarter it was 19-5, and so everything was kind of firing on all cylinders for Thermop. And then Wyoming Indian scrapped away and got it within 1, I think, and then right before the half, Zach Casey hits a 3 on the buzzer to put it up by 4. Play even then through the whole third quarter. I think it's still a 4-point lead for the Bobcats at the end of the third quarter, and then Wyoming Indian just chipped away again, and it was just back and forth. Monroe Black, he took over in the fourth quarter, I think, and they just did a lot of clear out, and Bobcats didn't really have an answer for that. So they end up getting it tied at 50 and goes into overtime, and then, like you said, Wyoming Indian ended up with the ball at the end and made some big buckets there when they needed them. And I think it was Robinson that had the couple free throws there at the end. He had a chance at 2, made 1 at 2 to put it up by 3, and then Thermop just didn't really have anything to do with it there at the end to get a shot up. So kind of hucked one up at the end. So it was a great game. It was a fun one to come back on the air for sure.
Kevin, we appreciate you coming back and joining us on our WyoToday family of networks. And, you've been the voice of the Bobcats. Did you miss it?
I did, yeah, of course. I hated to kind of step away, had some other obligations that I was kind of looking at, which is why I stepped away. But, yeah, to come back and be able to do it again, of course. I'm a basketball guy, always have. Went to school in Thermop, played for them, was a varsity coach for a few years, kind of some unsuccessful years, unfortunately. To come back and be part of it in any way is always great.
Well, Thermopolis with a good group of seniors. Zach Hasty, he's for real. I made the comment last night during the broadcast that when Hasty hits a 3, he always looks at his hands and runs down court like they're on fire.
Right. Yeah, he definitely had a game last night, played really well. Got inside a few times there at the end trying to get some shots up. It was pretty tough. And then, like I said, try to throw kind of a tough 3 up at the end to get one to fall, and didn't really do it. But yeah, Wyoming Indian did a great job of shutting Cody down. Yeah. Cody Bomagen had I think he was averaging just under 21 points a game, and they really had a big answer for him, changing up defenses and everything. I do think kind of got to the Bobcats.
Now, another player that's fun to watch, very fast, very athletic, the senior Ellis Weber last night with 14.
Yeah, he's a force. He's been on the varsity floor since he was a freshman, and stature-wise, not the biggest. I'm sure he hates hearing that, but he plays really hard. He's always good for, he's going to draw at least one charge a game, it seems like. Last night, I think he got to. Just has good timing. Yeah, I mean, the kid, I just can't say enough. If more than even his play, the kid's character. I mean, absolutely an amazing kid, amazing young man, and super proud of him, anything he does.
Let's call him a little big man. He had a great game last
That's
night.
right.
Pair of threes.
Yeah.
He was just awesome on offense and defense. Kevin, where are you heading to do some games this weekend?
Yeah, so this weekend I decided to head to Sheridan to do the girls' games. They have some really big games, 2A opponents. They came into the weekend ranked number 5, I think, right behind the Lady Chiefs, and so they'll be playing Bighorn, Tongue River, Sundance, and Wright. The first 3 teams being 1, 2, and 3 in the state. So they have some big games that can be really kind of let them know where they sit in 2A girls. After this weekend, I think. So the boys are in Cheyenne, and they're playing some big games, which would have been really fun to call, but being against 3A and 4A teams, not as much weight in the season overall. And so I thought these girls' games would be the best ones to cover.
Yeah, Lady Bobcats with some talent. I mean, senior Cameron Farrell last night with 25 points. She ends up with 6 threes in the game. I guess I had her for 5 threes. Of course, J.C. Owsley, a leader. Lady Bobcats, slow start, but yeah, they'll be able to get a pretty good measuring stick of where they're at after playing the Lady Chiefs and then going over the hill like we did before Christmas. So, hey, best of luck. Drive safe, Kevin. Appreciate you back with us. Always good to visit with you and the maker folks of the best ice cream cone in the Bighorn Basin.
Hey, thank you so much. Appreciate the shout out, man. And yeah, it's fun to be back. It's fun to be on the road again. As long as they keep staying dry like they are, I can appreciate that for sure. So yeah, thanks for some time, and appreciate you, Cody.
All right, go Bobcats. Hey, that's
yeah, go Bobcats.
Kevin joining us here. Kevin Gerber, the voice of the Bobcats, and appreciate him. Drive safe, Kevin. You know, this program is brought to you by Porter's Mountain View Supply at 750 East Sunset Drive in Riverton. Give them a call, 856-6066, and stop in and check out their grills and accessories today, Baylor. And, looking back at these games last night, my voice isn't exactly what it should be this morning either, but it was really the Hyanito Monroe Black show for the Wyoming Indian Chiefs as he kind of took over, scored 4 points in the first quarter as Wyoming Indian fell behind 19-5, puts 7 up in the second quarter, puts another 7 up, including a 3-pointer in the third, 6 in the fourth, and 6 in overtime. I mean, they put the ball in his hands. I asked him after the game, was that a plan? And he said, Coach told me to look for my shots. And Thermopolis really had no answer throughout this game for Hyanito Monroe Black, who puts in his effort on both ends of the floor.
Well, when I was calling games with you 2 years ago, he was, he just put his head down and went to work. And then, the couple games I've called this year, it's the same story. He's just a better player than he was 2 years ago. It's definitely an exciting season when you can rely on a player like Hyanito Monroe Black. And then, if obviously he had a great game last night, helped them secure the win. But, this Chiefs team is just fantastic. If Monroe Black has an off night, there's someone else there behind him. And it's going to be a great year. And, what a comeback down 19-5 after the first quarter. That's, Chiefs teams of old, I feel like they would have rolled over maybe, so that's an impressive win against a really tough opponent, probably a state championship preview.
It very well could be. I was texting after the game to the guys, and I said, wouldn't it be awesome if this was the regional championship game? Wouldn't it be awesome if a week later it was the state championship game? Because it really was an electric atmosphere last night at Alfred Redmond Senior Gymnasium, and it'll get maybe even a bit better tonight as Deer Lodge, Montana comes in to face the Chiefs. That's going to be fun. I was in Lodge Grass on Monday, and man, like Craig Ferris said last night, he said everybody loves res ball. So expect an up and down game, a lot of fun, run and gun tonight. And I know I saw the twinkle in the players' eyes last night about tonight's game in Ethity. So, congratulations to the Chiefs. They're 9-1. Of course, also didn't want to not mention the Lady Chiefs. It was a tough-fought game last night, and sophomore Paisley Blackburn pumps in 25 points last night for the Lady Chiefs, including 6 3-pointers. Her game's coming around, folks, and as this Lady Chiefs team gets in shape and starts flexing their muscles through this upcoming conference season, they're going to be a force to reckon with. Delaney Gambler also last night with an outstanding game. She had 13 points. Taya Dixie, always there. The Lady Chiefs, Coach Alita Moss, they'll always be there by the season's end. Their game keeps rounding into shape just like the Chiefs through the season.
Yeah, and first thing, in that game tonight against Lame Deer, not Deer Lodge.
I'm sorry. You're right.
No biggie. But the one thing the Lady Chiefs have kind of been looking for to start this season, and I know kind of there was mentions of it last year, they were looking for that point guard to lead the team, and Paisley Blackburn, I mean, she's that player. She can direct players. She can make plays happen. So it's exciting to see her improving and just have a fantastic game against what is a tough Thermopolis Lady Bobcats team last night. And especially coming off of winter break, they play one game after 2 weeks off. Of course, it's going to be a tough game in Lodge Grass, but to come back out against probably a team just as tough as Lodge Grass in Thermopolis, I mean, that's a fantastic performance by both Lady Chiefs and the Chiefs.
Well, hey, let's get into scores and other sports from around the area, Baylor. Of course, Riverton down at the James Johnson Invitational. Other teams going to be in action this weekend. Other sports, the winter sports season cranking back up after the holidays.
Yeah, yesterday for the Lady Wolverines, they lost to Southeast, 1A Southeast, 28-21. And then they beat Cheyenne South 60-37 yesterday down there in the James Johnson Classic. And then today, they will be playing, lots of scrolling, sorry.
It's tonight
at 6 p.m. They're playing Cheyenne Central tonight. And then I'm sure, and then they'll play at they'll play against Thunder Basin tomorrow at noon. And I think that wraps up the James Johnson.
No, they have another game tomorrow afternoon. I know the boys do at 4:30. Maybe it's the boys who play at 4:30. So how'd the boys do yesterday?
See, the boys, they defeated Cheyenne South 80-43, and they also defeated Wheatland 53-52. That game was pretty exciting. Obviously, Wheatland trying to make a run at a 3A state championship this year. Tomorrow, Riverton will play, today, I guess. Today is Friday. They will play at Cheyenne Central tonight, 7:30 p.m., and then tomorrow they'll play, I think they just have one game at Cheyenne East at 4:30 p.m. tomorrow for the Riverton Wolverines.
Yeah, so a good opportunity to play the Cheyenne teams this weekend for Riverton and see what's down there. What do we have in other sports?
Well, I know this weekend Lander boys are at the Boys Winter Classic in Pinedale. They play, it looks like tonight at 5 p.m. against Douglas. That's number 4 versus number 3, so that'll be an exciting game. And then tomorrow, Lander will play at 9:30 a.m. against Glenrock, and then they will play at 3:30 p.m. against Rollins tomorrow in Pinedale. Then the Lady Tigers, the Lady Girls, that was classic. They'll play. They are in Rollins at the Girls Winter Classic. They will play Douglas today at noon, and then tomorrow they will play Glenrock at 10:30, and they will play Rollins at 4:30 p.m. Do the Lady Tigers tomorrow. Scores from, I don't think they played today though. I don't know of any other scores that we have in basketball.
Well, we had big game last night. The college football playoff getting started, Baylor, and I missed it. I had to find a score as I left Ethity last night, but Miami, back in the natty, so to speak.
Yeah, it was an impressive matchup. I actually got I was able to watch that, obviously, but I think there was 6 lead changes in the last 5 minutes of the game. That's how close that game was. And Miami, they're the first, if I'm remembering the stat right, the first college football playoff team to have 4 or more drives with 14 or more plays. and their last drive to take the lead, it was a 15-play drive, 75 yards. I mean, I don't know how. Not a lot of answers from the Ole Miss.
The former Georgia quarterback. Let's say Georgia got rid of this guy, and he's possibly going to lead Miami to a natty.
Yeah,
Carson Beck.
It's definitely going to be a new look national championship, especially if Indiana wins tonight, because we'll have Miami versus Indiana. At least, not a look that's not been recent. Indiana versus Miami in a national championship. So usually it's Oregon or Georgia or Alabama or someone like that. But yeah, that game last night, and then Ole Miss, they had 18 seconds left. They drove all the way down the field and unfortunately threw an incomplete pass in the end zone as time expired. So they didn't give up, even though they only had 18 seconds to try to score some points. But
a lot of people, at least across the internet this morning, whining about the defense on that last play. There was some contact, there was some hands on the receiver, but as a referee, I mean, you're never going to call something like that unless the guy just obliterates the guy, tackles the guy, something like that. I mean, you're going to step aside and let the athletes either decide who's going to win the game.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I kind of thought, maybe there could have been a call there because it looked like, there was some tugging and stuff. But with a Hail Mary, it's always going to be mono e mono. I mean, they're rarely going to call it pass interference on a Hail Mary, just because it's the players are there. It's the best man wins, basically trying to go up for a 50-50 ball. So that's it is what it is. And the Ole Miss season is over, and the Lane Kiffin era in LSU now begins. So
yeah. He was at a basketball game the other night. I digress. Lane Kiffin with a quarterback prospect, and let's seat him ringside, right on the hardwood, and hopefully convince him that one, I'm an honest coach, and two, that you want to come play for LSU. So more to be talked about there. But probably one of the biggest SEC pieces of news is that the SEC is officially eliminated from the college football series again. Same thing happened last year. So let's go over some games, and let's talk about the matchups. There's a lot of football to be played. A lot of football to be played still, Baylor, this weekend. I mean, if you're an addict of college and NFL football, it's just getting started.
Yeah, no, we got a game tonight, and then we obviously have 6 games this weekend, in the NFL. I guess we can hop right into our pick'em here.
Let's do it.
A little early, but that's all right. I don't know the records, but I know I'm probably losing, and my dad and Kevin are probably tied for first. So our first game, obviously the game tonight, we have Indiana taking on Oregon. I believe that's in the Orange Bowl. Or Citrus Bowl, maybe. I can't remember.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, the bowls are irrelevant. Anyways, Kevin, he has selected Oregon in that game.
Well, I'm going Indiana. Signetti and the Hoosiers versus Miami will be a great championship game, which will be played on Miami's home field, by the way, in Miami.
Yeah, I'm also going Indiana in that one because are they the Hoosiers? I think they are the Hoosiers.
They are.
The Hoosiers, I mean, they were the untested number 1 coming into the postseason, and they just dominated. And I think that game against Ohio State was their coming out party, and now they are on their way to at least a championship appearance. And then hopping over to the NFL, the first game, I believe a number 6 seed versus a number 3 seed, kind of a surprise of the year. Buffalo travels down to Jacksonville, the first home playoff game for Jacksonville since 2022. Who do you got in that game?
Maybe the hottest team in the NFL, the Jaguars, but I got to hang my hat on Josh Allen's head. I mean, he came to Laramie this year. He's Wyoming through and through. Go for the Pokes.
Yeah, Kevin also took Buffalo in this one, and I also will take Buffalo just because, the boogeyman for Josh Allen and the Bills has been the Chiefs and Mahomes, and that luckily for Josh Allen and the Bills, that test is not in the playoffs this year. So if they're going to win a Super Bowl, typically this is what will boost them into the Super Bowl if the boogeyman's not there to get them. We've seen that with John Elway and everybody else. a lot of really good quarterbacks. So obviously I want Denver to win. Whatever, we'll get into that. The next game, number 5 seed Houston, who's had an impressive. I think they ended on a 9-game winning streak. Actually, it would be 11 because they're 11-5. They will take on Pittsburgh, which is a number 4 seed, squeaked into the playoffs there in the last game of the regular season.
Houston defense is going to destroy Aaron Rodgers and Pittsburgh. It'll be one and done for the Steelers and Coach Tomlin.
Yeah, I am also going to take Houston in that one. I think their defense, they have the best defense in the league for sure, and defense wins championships. Kevin, I don't know why, went with Pittsburgh, but, it's his choice, obviously.
He doesn't have a voice today.
Let's see. He probably defaulted to the home team, but I think Tomlin loses. I think he might be on his way out of there, but we'll see what happens.
No, he'll be there.
Yeah. Next game, Rams taking on Carolina. That's a 5 seed traveling to take on a 4 seed. Clear across the country. That's a pretty long road trip for the Rams.
Rams win it in a blowout. It's going to be the Puka day. All about Puka.
Yeah, Kevin went with the Panthers,
which is his team.
Yeah, it's his team, exactly. But unfortunately for Kevin, I'm going to take the Rams as well. So either Kevin is onto something that we don't know about, or he's going to have a bad week because we picked against him 3 times now. Let's see. Next game, San Francisco taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. San Francisco on the road in that one.
Yeah, I've got to go with the Eagles. I mean, they're tough. They haven't had a whole lot of luck with the tush push, but they do have outstanding running game and a great defense. It'll be the Eagles.
Yeah, the Eagles defense certainly is good. The only thing against them, I don't know. Their offense just is not what it was, and I have long this entire season I have said that they are a fraud. So I'm gonna maintain that mindset. I'm gonna go with San Francisco myself and join Kevin, who also picked San Francisco in that game. Now we get into our 2 versus 7 seed games. Obviously, the New England Patriots, a great season for them. The Chargers coming off of what would have been a great year, despite all the injuries, probably is what they're saying. But the Chargers are traveling to New England in a game this weekend.
I'm going to say the Patriots are pretenders. They're going to. They've got a quarterback who's never played in a playoff game. They've had a good season, and thanks to the Raiders losing to Denver twice, and the Raiders beating the Patriots in week 1 of this year. The Broncos are the number 1 seed next week. So I appreciate the Patriots, but the Chargers are going to take them down back in Boston. It'll be a tea party. It'll be a tea party.
Yeah.
Folks.
It's a, it's the whole question of does strength of schedule matter? That's what this comes down to, because obviously New England with the easiest strength of schedule, and about the only time you'll thank a Raiders fan is when they help the Broncos to a number 1 seed in the bye. And I still haven't thanked any Raiders fans, and I won't. Let's see. Kevin went with New England, and I man, this one's tough for me. Drake May was my fantasy QB. I think I'm going to have to stick it out with Drake May and go with New England as well myself. And then finally, I guess the only division rivalry game in the playoffs, we have the number 7 Green Bay Packers, who had a very hot start, and then I think they've lost 4 straight now coming into the playoffs. They will travel to take on the red-hot Chicago Bears in Chicago.
It'll be the Bears. The Bears. They'll win it. The Bears have really played well this year, and, I like the Bears.
Yeah, I agree with that. I also took the Bears, and Kevin also went with the Bears. So all 3 of us picking Chicago there in that what will be probably a freezing cold game in Chicago. Should be a good matchup, I would guess, still.
Well, hey, it should be a blast all across the network. Tune in, get the full schedule. Baylor, what do you got?
Well, we had Riverton. They went to Natrona County last night. Well, I don't know if they went to Natrona County, but they played Natrona County in a duel on the wrestling mat. Don't have a girls score, but the boys did lose 72-6. And then the wrestling teams will be traveling to Glen Rock this weekend for the Shane Chateau Rumble at the Rock, excuse me. And then for swimming wise, Riverton boys will be traveling to the Cody Invite, and Lander will be in Jackson this weekend.
All right. Nice roundup. We appreciate everyone tuning in to WyoToday Sports today, brought to you by Porter's Mountain View Supply in Riverton. Porter's has everything you need to do it right. They carry quality grills for flavor, performance, and durability. Whether you're cooking for a crowd or just firing it up for this weekend's games, their team can help you find the grill that fits how you cook and how often you use it. Baylor, hey, let's have a wonderful weekend. We're going to be with the Chiefs tonight in Ethity, tomorrow in Grable, and Gerber's over the mountain. Kevin Shields stuck down in the state's capital. Ernie Over covering Lander. Hey, it's a great selection of games across the network. So pull up YouTube, listen to the network, and catch some basketball. Root on our young people. They deserve it. Of course, Central Wyoming College playing some basketball this weekend too. So it's winter sports season, and what a better way to pass the time on a cold day than hanging out, watching a sports team, watching your favorite, tuning in, listening. We appreciate everyone, and hey, Baylor, have a great weekend. We'll spend it together.
Yeah. Be a good one on the basketball court. No other network covers as many games as WyoToday does. So if you're looking for a basketball game, it's probably on WyoToday's YouTube page. So go out and find them. Have a great weekend.